Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd here, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, coming in just high or just shy of 11,700 pounds and literally landing as we speak. New Montana 330 RL here at Haylett RV. This is and has been one of the most popular high country series Montanas since its initiation. If we take a peek here, you're gonna see why. It gives us that huge open opposing slide living room space and a 43% larger bathroom than a normal Montana single sink bath. That is one of the coolest things on this one. If you're going to spend some extra time in it, you will really appreciate the extra room in that bathroom, especially if you're like me and my wife. We share a bathroom. We had to get 2 sinks because if I bugged her anymore in the morning, she threatened to shove her curling iron where the sun didn't shine, and I didn't really feel like being cauterized from the inside out. But enough about me. What are you getting in a Montana? You're getting the most successful series of luxury fifth wheels for 18 consecutive years. Literally #1 for 18 years within their class. It's unprecedented, their record of success, and it's not by accident. They have awesome service records. They have one of the best 3-year structural warranty coverages out there. You can see we're doing some active quality controls right now. You've got Montana's been 0 degree rated since 2005. 12-volt tank heaters, heating packages, automatic leveling. Everything that you're looking for in a full-time luxury fifth wheel. And the High Country series is very weight conscious and keeps the weight down where if you do feel like towing and going, or if you feel like staying and playing, you're gonna be good to go either way. And it is always such a treat coming through Montana, whether it's a high country, a full-on, what you call, say, like luxury Montana. And I'm going to try to do you the job of really touching on the differences between those 2 series of fifth wheels as we go through here. Because the naming convention often confuses people. People often think when they hear the name high country, they assume that it is the quote, higher end, fancier Montana. In reality, it's actually the other way. I sort of wish they called just Montana like Montana Luxury or something like that to give you an indication. But either way, you'll find that like this is very similar living room, near identical to a 3120 rear living luxury Montana. Difference is this is lighter weight and going to save you thousands of dollars and still give you all the big main Montana qualities you're looking for. We're going to start right up top here. Like that rain censoring max air vent fan. You'll find another one of those in the kitchen. And also they have changed. That used to be a residential ceiling fan. It's now a 12-volt ceiling fan. The difference there being battery power. So if you're off-grid, you can use it. And once again, being a little more off-grid-ish is sort of where High Country comes in. Now you see you've got a whisper ducted air back there. Montana High Country standard uses dual 15,000 BTU Coleman quiet air conditioners. They whisper duct it additionally in the living room where you spend most of your time to keep the noise down. That does mean the bedroom is not whisper ducted. I will share facts like that head on, open, and readily so that you know you're always getting fair information here for us at Haylett RV. I don't want to sell something by omission, you know what I mean? The thing is, though, their natural air conditioning, the Coleman Airs, they are quieter than what you often find in the industry. And personally, I don't mind a little white noise in the bedroom. I don't think it's so loud that it bothers me. It's one of those things, if you're ever curious about the difference, come visit us here at Haylett RV. Call us ahead of time, make some arrangements. We will have one of these pulled up where you can hear the whisper air and then hear just the normal Coleman quiet air side by side and form your own opinions. Don't take my word for it. TV, entertainment. They nail it in here. You see that it's on a double pivot swing arm. So if you want to face over here toward the kitchen or dining while still being able to view it on Boardwalk and Park Place straight across from that no neck wrecking entertainment theater cinema seat right there, you can do so. That is a power open close on that wall hug and recliner, by the way. Or if you want to pivot it the other way so that you're watching, like if you like to lounge on the sofa and have somebody on the theater seat, you know, sometimes you just got to stretch out, you know? Take a little daytime nap or whatever on a rainy day. You can do that here too. Behind that smoky glass panel, by the way, is our DVD Bluetooth head system, the entertainment unit itself. Your infrared remote will penetrate that glass, by the way. Electric space heating fireplace below. Now, you've got, in a sense, this RV has like 2 heating systems. You've got your normal propane furnace, but you also have 12-volt tank heaters. You have that 110 electrical household-powered space heating fireplace. And then up top here, you have a 16,500 BTU heat pump integrated into the centralized air conditioning system. So you have multiple ways to handle your heating and cooling in here, and you can use them simultaneously. You can run them both together. That's one of the ways that Montana maintains a very, very good cold camp rating. So we've talked about the entertainment. What about guest capacity? If we crack open that hide-a-bed, you see that they use a wider hide-a-bed right here. And one of the things I like about that is it is like not just grandkid friendly, but adult-sized friendly, or big grandkids like I was as a kid, you know. Now on both sides of the sofa, you will see household and USB outlets. And High Countries didn't always used to have the dual USB plugs on both sides. They've added those. That's a really silent addition they made that's very, very easy to miss. Actually, I missed it my first pass through. I just kind of keyed into it. And I tell you, we've got so many USB-powered devices nowadays. That is super handy. Plus, those USB plugs always operate off your battery power. Now, we're going to talk about the kitchen counters in a minute. Those are solid surface. Everything else is going to be that sealed edge thermal foil material that you see right there. Now, in our, what I'm going to call kind of floor plan in a flash early footage, you saw all the windows open, and that's one of my favorite aspects of this floor plan, is that it gives you so much window coverage through the 6.5 foot tall, easy walk-in super slide here. All these big panoramic windows giving you unparalleled views of your destination, your campsite, not your neighbors. Now, some floor plans, they just can't always have windows on the door side. There are some people who go, why do they ever put windows on the other side? Because frankly, some ways it's the only way to make the floor plan work and you just can't avoid it. In this floor plan, you can. Another thing that they avoided in the 2021 High Countries, they got the carpet out of the slide floor. What we're looking at here is not carpeting. It's basically like a heavy-duty woven material from the marine industry. You might find that actually on top of the deck of a nice pontoon boat. So it can get wet, you can scrub it. It doesn't tend to like hold mildew or anything like that. So if you spill a drink around that dining table, which does have an extension leaf, by the way, no big deal. You can just wipe it up, clean it up, Swiffer up, rawhide. Note the little accent light here above the kitchen light fixture. You'll see some more accent lighting below the countertop line in just a moment as well. I love that lighting too, that drop light that they have right there. Just those light beam things, they always speak to me. Now, I want to look at all the kitchen storage in really great detail, but like Steven Tyler, I don't want to miss a thing. So we're going to start up here and check out the storage above the sofa first. And here we begin to see the hidden hinges on the Montana High Country cabinets. So that's another quality that's shared between High Country and full Montana. Like I said, there's more similar between them than different. And I like how they give you full door access to this. Notice how they didn't do like 2 or 3 doors and then just like a dead insert panel that you have to try to climb up and reach around. That's already really high. Chances are you're already standing on the sofa to get up there if you're like most people. Now, I'm tall, I can reach it, but I know my wife couldn't, my mom, my grandma, they couldn't. So, you know, they make it easy so that you really minimize your time up there. Similarly, they don't waste an ounce of space around the entertainment center either. You see how nice and big and deep that is? Now, if you're not going to use it for kitchen storage, you know, you're going to use it for more entertainment or off kind of storage, you can. But notice how that big double swing arm mount on the TV allows you to swing the TV around. Now, I've got the TV slotted almost like into the storage space itself, but you don't have to do that. One of the reasons I did it, though, wasn't an accident. It was premeditated. Hey, guys. Was the fact that this is an inverted ready outlet. Montana liked what Cougar was doing. Cougar came up with this thing they call OTG, and that's off the grid package, baby. And they decided they were going to pre-wire specific outlets in this to be inverter ready. So if you do choose to add an inverter to this, or if you get the solar flex system option applied to a Montana High Country, you cannot put the full super solar on a High Country, only solar flex, mind you, which is the 300 watt system. It comes with an inverter. So you'll have 4, I believe, outlets. It's the TV, 1 in the kitchen, 1 in the bathroom, 1 in the bedroom, wired up to that inverter. So you can do reasonable things. I love the symmetrical look of this. I love the fact that there's countertop space on the left and right sides of the stove. Not only does it look cool, but growing up, my best friend was left-handed. So I kind of grew up a little bit more aware and sensitive to lefty issues, and I learned how this world discriminates against our left-handed brethren, even starting in kindergarten, giving them scissors that they can't use, you know, and telling them they're the weird ones. Well, Montana doesn't do that. Montana says, hey, lefties, we welcome you. Now, you have different refrigerator options. Again, a high country being more of a lighter weight towing and going Montana, the two-way four-door fridge kind of feels like it's maybe a better application for this instance. But remember, you have different options. We can get you anything you like at Haylet RV. There's benefits both ways. Give us a call. We'll run you through them. Now, down here, this is, I kind of call it like the coffee bar. And you see that in the kitchen, you might have noticed how we've got solid surface counters. And have you noticed the easy reach outlets? Like, let me finish showing you off the storage right here. But you see, you've got two easy reach outlets. There we go, right there. You've got two more right on the face of the island. That accent light under the island. Did you notice that, by the way? That little accent light right there showing you easy access to those outlets. Plus, you have two more easy access outlets over here. There are a total of 12 plugs that are not hard to reach in the kitchen of this Montana. I'd be happy with 4 sets of outlets for 8 total plugs. Giving us 6 so that you're never fighting for space, I think is something that they do just exceptionally well in here. But I wouldn't be doing my job if we didn't detail that island. First of all, below the high-rise sprayer faucet that does pull out, by the way, you've got dual stainless sinks. Now, the sink on the right is like a normal RV sink, and then they've also got like an extra large farm sink on the left, so if you got the bigger pots and pans, you have room for it. And you will see this island has 5 total drawers, and you see that built-in dedicated wastebasket space. That is so handy. Now down here, big stuff space. So if you, obviously, you know, your dish soaps could go down there. Extra wastebasket in theory, or like baking sheets. You got to cook some cookies or biscuits or whatever, you got the perfect spot for it. And again, drawers galore here all around the campsite chef. Now from there, as we start moving forward, something I want to hit on is right here, right when you walk in, kind of centrally located, is our appropriately named central vacuum system. So that is where the, you want to keep the RV clean and easy. Remember, we are carbless. Did you see that motion light kick on, by the way? It's right here by the door. So you don't have to leave lights on in the RV when you're gone, which would cause your window to glow, which would cause a cloud of gnats to form, which would cause bugs to get into your camper, which would cause you to eat them, which nobody likes when you walk in. You're like, you know what I mean? Also, thank you, Montana. Putting a coat closet right by the door and putting the control panel up here where the grandkids can't get to it and burn up your water heater like I did to my grandfather when we were camping. That's a true story, by the way. It's simple. It's easy. There's a lot of RVs out there that have a lot of tech packages. A lot of Montana buyers, Montana owners, they're not always like, I don't want all that. I just want to push a button. So like, here's the switch for our 12 volt ceiling fan, controls for our 12 volt tank heaters, and right here, that little Jaboni thing right there, if you decide to get a Montana solar package or have us install one for you here at Haylet RV, that's where the charge controller is pre-wired to be located. And then they went ahead and ran it all the way up to the ceiling. Maybe difficult for some folks to reach, but it's not wasted space. I'm always happy when they don't waste things. So we've already established that the living room of this is very similar to a lot of Montana's. Frankly, a lot of other RVs. Cougar, Eagle, North Point Pinnacle, they all have living rooms like this. Arctic Wolf even does. It's this bathroom. 43% larger than the standard fifth wheel bathroom. It's massive by comparison to a lot of these. Now you see it's got the dual sinks, and some people are gonna say, I don't need 2 sinks. It's one of those things, I think it really depends on how you use the RV. If there's a lot of people who are gonna be like full-time towing and going, because this does carry a full-time RVing warranty, being able to do like, I get ready, you get ready at the same time without bumping into each other. Like, I know I'm not friendly in the morning, I need my space. This would seriously benefit my marriage. And I have actually had some people say, when the faucets are off to the side, is it harder to use? And I know that it looks a little jarring, it's different, but if you actually get in here and start turning on and get your hands wet, your hands wash just the same. It doesn't make it harder to use whatsoever. Now these are sealed edge thermal foil counters, which are a really good option when we're in an area that has a lot of water coverage like this by sinks. But the storage in this bathroom it's awesome. And you see when I get in here and open all this up, you've got triple drawers down to the floor there. You have your own individual spaces for things like waste baskets, or, you can use one as a waste basket, one as something else. It just doesn't matter. They give you so much space that you actually have options. Then things like the dual vanity with the central, I'm going to call it the medicine cabinet in the middle. So you can each have your own individual, say like medications. You know, you've got your pills, I've got mine. We don't want to take each other's pills because that makes you see the little dwarf man in the blue portal sometimes, and nobody wants to see that. You start seeing lobster llamas, all kinds of crazy things. You get the idea. Keep your pills in your cabinet. I'll keep my pills in my cabinet. You may also notice porcelain foot flush stool here. And there's plenty of room around this thing. Let me get spun back around. So like I said, if leg room is what you're looking for, I'm tall. I have long legs. I could literally stretch my legs out and not touch anything in here. And a 1, 2, 3 Drunken Octopus Fight Club coat hanger for drying our towels up here. And a big, that's another thing. This thing has a much larger shower than a lot of other things. Now it's very similar to the size of shower you get in a lot of Montanas. But that seating area in there, so you have a place to sit and bathe, very similar to the toilet where I had legroom. Here in this bathroom, it's 6.5 foot tall on the upper deck, meaning I do not need my head in that skylight to be able to stand in that shower. Now, I mentioned previously in the kitchen, we do have another of those rain censoring max air vent fans right here. But then you see this corner cabinet. And the thing is, if you just look at it closed like this, you don't realize how much storage is here. And by the way, a magnet holdback so that door stays in place. But look at this. 6.5 foot, floor to ceiling, very legit, functional linen space. Extra toiletries, extra toilet paper, all that stuff. This bathroom is made for heavy full-timing use. Now, in here in the bedroom is one of the very few options we actually apply to a Montana high country in general here at Haylett RV. They frankly don't have that many options available because they tend to just sort of build them right from the factory. They pretty much have it nailed. It is still a little bit of a personal preference thing, though. We tend to put a king bed in these, and now you're going to be hard-pressed to find a Montana just on the general dealer grounds anywhere with just a standard queen bed. Kings are by far and away like over 98% of what people put in a Montana high country's bedroom. You've got power outlets right next to both sides of the bed, some USB plugs there, little shelves to put your phone, cross breeze windows in the headboard area, and a tall headboard. That's another nice thing too. And by the way, power outlets on both sides is always a welcome feature. Now, exactly as I mentioned before, you have a 15,000 BTU quieter running Coleman air conditioner up here. It is not whisper ducted. That is something that you get in a full Montana. At Haylett RV, you could also find dual whisper ducted Coleman airs in Eagles, North Points, and Pinnacles. So if that's something you're concerned about, give us a call here at Haylett RV, and we've got all kinds of good options for you. And speaking of options, you have the option of just having a huge amount of extra storage over here, or a combo, or a stackable washer dryer up in that little corner. They let you do pretty much anything you would like. Only about 2% of people are ever going to actually put a washer dryer in there, but hey, it is something that Montanas are capable of doing. Now you see a nice large triple tier dresser down here. Those extra 2 drawers at the top, that's kind of that little Montana difference and advantage. Now, something that's easy to miss, you see the power outlets right there. You assume a TV can be hooked up to over here. Hooked up, yeah, you're correct. I said that wrong. And you would be correct that a TV could go here. What you don't realize is the TV plugs are actually up here, and that is another of those inverted outlets that we talked about previously. Additionally here, you have a basically maximum potential available under the bed storage space. Those are the hookups for the central vacuum cleaner, by the way, that I don't think I've mentioned so far, but there you go, now you know. And you see gas struts for easy lift, plywood decking. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that any manufacturer can always have the right mattress for every single consumer. But if I pull this out of the way, Montana uses a nice, firm but squishy, however you want to call it, memory foam kind of mattress right here that, frankly, I think I'd get by on just fine without a foam topper. And at worst, I think if you threw a little foam topper on it, I don't know that you got to go to the extent of doing a full mattress replacement on one of these. They generally do a pretty good job in these. But, bedding is one of those things where opinions really vary person to person. And now a quick look with the slides closed, starting here in the bedroom. I haven't done a good job showing this in recent years, and I realized that I inadvertently had been advising some people of some travel access that maybe wasn't there. And what I want to show you is that you can, in fact, open and close the bedroom door unimpeded without hitting the bed. That is something that you can't always do, I found, in a lot of, especially fifth wheels where bed slides are really common. Now, of course, bathroom access is just an absolute no-brainer, especially since the hallway is right over here on the door side of the RV, which some people say, why would they ever put the hallway on the other side? The short answer is because it's more space effective. When you build it this way, it does have to be a little bit longer. And one of the things I just love on this floor plan is there is no question about it. You can always access 100% of the refrigerator and the freezer here without question. It's just never an issue. You could reach to get to the sink a little bit. You could reach a little bit of the dining area here, but that's usually a secondary, lesser concern. In a big fifth wheel like this, you like to know that you can get in, you can get to the fridge, and you could, hit the bathroom and sleep in the bed overnight without having to open a slide out in a parking space so that some person who's not paying attention in the dark doesn't smash your bed slide in your RV, especially bad when you are in it. Whew, what a wake-up call. As we step outside, kind of made sense today, start right by the door. And what I want to point out is if you look at the size of the door compared to that 6.5 foot tall walk-in slide out, you notice they're the same size. Montanas are good not just for 30-inch wide doors, but 6.5 foot tall, which is residential standard height entry doors as well. Which for a clumsy idiot like me, I appreciate, so I don't hit my head on this thing. I didn't realize when I started really losing my hair, you don't realize how much your hair acts as an early warning detection system, Now, obviously, they're using the nicer 0G stable steps here, and thankfully, like a lot of groups, I'm very happy to see it's now the easy adjust variety. There's no more of that annoying peg nonsense. To retract the step, you simply push it on that and slide the leg in. When you are ready to put it down, you don't have to throw out your rotator cuff to do it. And then all you have to do, bang! We are sturdy, we are stable, we are solid as a Bob Seger rock right there. Now, the entry door is also friction hinge, which hopefully the camera's not getting eaten up by the wind today, because it just about slammed the door against the side of the trailer when I was going through it before. But thankfully, the hinge caught it about that shy of going blam against the side of the trailer. It did its job. I really appreciated that. It's just, you don't want to go smashing that against that nice high-gloss fiberglass. Not to mention just the racket it makes. It always seems like when you're trying to sneak out, you're trying to do your significant other a favor and not wake them up in the morning, just go outside, enjoy a cup of coffee or whatever, and blam! The door slams against the trailer, wakes them up. Now you're like, oh great, now I started everybody off. I woke a sleeping bear. Back to the RV. Dual power awnings, and because this has an extended front deck with that 43% larger bathroom, you're benefiting from an extended front power awning. So dual one-touch power awning. When I say one-touch, I don't mean touch and release. I mean you just push and hold the button. So normal power awning. I don't even know why I said one-touch. I just want to clarify. I'm not a shifty guy like that. They are easy tilt, although I don't think you'd really need to tilt the top one too awful much. A slide on the face like that on the door side of the RV sometimes eats into your awning space. This one just has insane amounts of total awning capacity. Up here, you've got your start of the ride and handling package, that Road Armor pin box and suspension combo. Now, the pin box is nice because you can obviously, it's got this big rubber brick soaking up a lot of those shocks and jolts. And what that's going to do is give you a far, far smoother experience in the cab of your vehicle. So you're not getting road chattered. Your teeth aren't going to sound like you're shivering and teeth chattering. Additionally, the Road Armor suspension system, one of the things I like about that is it's one of the only ones that has a shock dampening pad both above and below the chuck where the suspension all kind of connects together. So it doesn't just soften bounces, it actually softens, dampens, and works to, reduce them in duration as well. And I know this works very well because my father, Mr. Haylett, uses a Montana. He actually is in a Montana 3120 rear living, the big brother to this one effectively, and he says all the time, he's never been happier in a fifth wheel in terms of towing than that thing. He says it's the best towing fifth wheel he's ever had in his life, and he still rants and raves about it. We've got automatic leveling here. Push the button, let the system do its work. High Country has electric auto leveling. Full Montana has hydraulic. The difference there is weight. High Country is made, remember, to be lighter, more towable, and the electric system accomplishes that goal a little bit better. So either way, though, it's still an automatic leveling system. To me, it just doesn't matter that much. Again, Montana is and has been Hot cold camp rated since 2005 and counting. Part of that over here is their enclosed privatized docking station. You see how all your gate valves are inside of the RV, nothing's exposed, battery disconnect, and the key TV system only on the premium series of Keystones, so you don't need any more of that annoying antenna booster button stuff for your television. A little outside shower with an exchangeable coil hose kind of hookup, and you see motion lights right there. You'll see motion lights here in the extra large pass-through as well. So this is on a drop frame. It gives us this massive basement capacity. You see TV hookups over there on the door side. There's a lot going on here. Now what's going on below, I could get down and I could show you that. You're not going to see a whole lot though, except for a fluted polypropylene underbelly. And that's fine. What you don't realize, though, it's not just enclosed, it's not just heated, there's not just a radiant barrier, there's also 12-volt tank heaters in place that you can activate to really get through those hard freeze seasons. Now, Montana was already 0-degree capable before they added the tank heaters, they just made it work better. And the little details like this, adding like the sewer hose tube so that you don't have to keep your black tank stuff in here where you're probably going to keep your lawn chairs, it's just Montana doing Montana things. They really do the touches better than almost any big fifth wheel I've ever seen. And there's the sunshine I was looking for. I was kind of bummed when I first came out of here. It was just gray skies, and it was just really dreary. And the skin on this, it just really kind of like flares to life when you put some direct organic sunlight on it. There's just nothing else like it. Now, the Montana series, all of them, the High Country here obviously included, they're backup camera ready. What is neat, though, is they also have reverse lighting built into the taillights. Cougar does the same thing. All of your Jayco towable trailer products and fifth wheels do the same thing as well. Jayco's actually also have turn signal lighting. What's nice here, though, is those backup lights, I wish I could do a good demonstration. I might have to sneak in here at night sometime and just hook a lot truck up to one of these and fire them up, because it's like a welder's arc, man. It is like, whoa, that is bright. People are going to know you're backing up. And these now have a 3,000 pound rated, not just accessory hitch like they had in the past, but you see the addition of the little toe safety hooks right there and the 4-way wiring harness. It's technically actually the same equipment, but they finally added the wiring and the safety chain hooks so that they can call this legally now a 3,000 pound towing hitch, and it has a 100 pound vertical weight limit on it. That's actually pretty normal when it comes to rear hitches on fifth wheel RVs. I just want to make sure that you folks know it's there. The windows, again, all over here on the door side, giving you just unparalleled panoramic access and viewing to your campsite. And another High Country versus full Montana variants. High Countries, again, towers and goers, they tend to be used sometimes where you don't always have park hookups available. So they do go with non-frameless maximum airflow windows so that you always get that good airflow wherever you want. Whereas a full Montana will have frameless windows, but full Montanas tend to be used plugged in with power, with air conditioning running. Not that you wouldn't run the air in a High Country, it's just that, again, with a higher level of frequency, you may not. So they are built and equipped slightly differently in just little ways like that. It's that kind of detail we like to give you here at Haylett RV. And a few notes for you up here on the roof. You actually see our quality control guy inside checking the vent lids and whatnot. Like I said, we go through to a full surface inspection on these when they arrive, before they're even off the delivery truck. And there he goes closing up. You probably heard me talking about him. But inside that shop, after this, when we accept the RV, we pull it into a full burn, as we call it. All the appliances, propane, water, battery, all that stuff. We check all that stuff out. And we do all that at no additional charge to you. We are not a hidden fees dealership at Haylett RV. If you appreciate that, please consider bringing your business to our family-owned and operated outfit. Hit that subscribe button, follow along. Now, good news for you up here on the Montana. These are and have been roof solar ready for a couple seasons now. That is the plug on the upper right-hand side of the screen, and you can see they leave you a canvas here if you want to go solar crazy on this thing. Another thing they do is, like, you know those Max Air Camco covers? They're popular because they're awesome. You know what Montana does, though? They use a different kind of flange on their vent lids. You see those little nubs sticking up down here? If you want to install one of those covers, all you need is a couple clips. You don't actually have to screw anything into anything. That will save you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it will save you from accidentally voiding aspects of that best-in-class 3-year structural warranty. That's pretty cool. I like that they're looking out for you. They're not looking for ways for you to fail. They're looking for ways for you to use the RV and have a good time. It's a big difference. Remember, our air conditioners, both are standard 15,000 BTU Coleman quiet air units, so by default, this ought to be quieter. Plus, you got the whisper air in the living room. I know that means you don't have the whisper air here in the bedroom. That's just one of the differences between a high country and a full Montana. I don't mind pointing out things like that. I'm not going to gloss over it. I want you folks to know those kind of things so that when you come here, you know which RV is right for you. I don't want you to drive here from Wyoming, show up in Coldwater, Michigan, go, oh, we got all the way here and didn't realize because you didn't tell us. That's not who we are and how we are. We'll go out of the way to make sure you know. Winegard Air 360 antenna system, upgradable to like an LTE Wi-Fi kind of hotspot capability thing. Most RVs have something like that. Now, if you're curious about that, give us a call. We'll teach you more about it. And roof attic vents. So a couple years ago, high countries had a similar tan skin to what they have now. It was a little darker and it generated more heat. And they had a dark tan matching roof membrane that nobody ever saw or cared about, and it generated a ton of heat. Now, they still were maintaining decent cabin temps inside, even at 100 degrees, but it was working the air conditioners a little bit harder. So they went back to a white roof membrane and they lightened up the sidewalls, and they immediately found that the roofing in these things was generating far, far less heat and holding less heat. And that's where those attic vents also come into place. Now, Montana's had those for a long time, but it all kind of goes together. And if I'm going to be picky, and again, I hope you appreciate the candor, I'm always willing to say sometimes where I wish a brand would do something a little different. I would like it if these AC shrouds were white instead of black, just to help the air conditioner run a little more efficiently. Now, it's not a massive difference. It's not going to stop the RV from functioning just fine. And it does look better from the ground level with that black shroud, which is, I think, why they do it. I'm just more of a function first, fashion second person. But to be fair, when we start getting into a Montana budget, it starts being just as much about fashion as function. So I think that no matter what Montana does, someone is going to say they're using the wrong color AC shroud. And I think they just kind of flipped a coin and said, fine, then we'll go with this one. You know, I guess I can't blame them for that. Now, we've shared a lot of information here for you today. And if you appreciate that, like and subscribe, enable notifications, follow along with us here at Haylett RV. I know that you always get straight facts and no hidden dealer fees. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.